Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order on this Monday, November 24th. I just want to acknowledge before we start that Tyler is joining us virtually and we will have to take a roll call, Chai. Um, would you mind doing roll call right now?
Sand City,
Here.
County of Monterey, Seaside,
Here.
Marina Coast,
Here.
Delray Oaks,
Here.
Salinas,
Here.
Pacific Grove,
Here.
Castroville,
Here.
Veranda,
Here.
Monterey.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Great. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance, and Mayor Donahue, will you lead us off?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So at this time, I'd like to know if there's any additions to the agenda.
No additions,
No
no
additions.
changes.
Okay. Approval, number 5, approval of agenda.
Move approval.
Second.
First, second. Chai, can we have a roll call, please?
Sand City,
Yes.
County of Monterey, Seaside, Marina Coast,
Yes.
Delray Oaks,
Yes.
Salinas,
Yes.
Pacific Grove,
Aye.
Castroville,
Yes.
Veranda,
Yes.
Monterey.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Great. Thanks, Chai. So at this time, I'd like to ask for any public comments on Zoom or from the audience of any items that are not on the agenda. Nope. And we have none. So I'd like to move on to consent agenda. I'd like to ask if there's any comments that anybody would like to pull or comment on any of the items of the consent agenda. Please say so now. Any comments from the public on the consent agenda? No. Okay. So do I have a motion on the
Move
floor?
approval.
Great. Thanks. Thanks, Alexis. Chai, roll call.
Sand City,
Yes.
Seaside,
Aye.
Marina Coast,
Yes.
Delray Oaks,
Yes.
Salinas,
Yes.
Pacific Grove,
Aye.
Castroville,
Yes.
Veranda,
Yes.
Monterey.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Great. Thanks, Chai. Committee reports. The Budget and Personnel Committee meeting was canceled on November 7th, but we did have the Recycled Water Committee meeting on November 13th. Is there motion to approve the minutes for the meeting?
Move to receive the recycled water draft minutes of November 13th.
We have a second, Marianne. Great. Roll call, please.
Sand City,
Yes.
Seaside, Marina Coast,
Yes.
Delray Oaks,
Yes.
Salinas,
Yes.
Pacific Grove,
Aye.
Castroville,
Yes.
Veranda,
Yes.
Monterey.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Great. Thanks, Chai. We want to move on to action items. Consider awarding a construction contract to Lead Electric for CP 355 Advanced Water Purification Facility Switchgear Replacement Project for a not to exceed amount of 2.599590, including a 5% contingency and approval of a budget transfer. Allison?
Good evening, Chair and members of the committee. I'm Allison Imamura, Principal Engineer at Monterey One Water. Today, I'm presenting 2 related agenda items for your consideration related to the construction of the Advanced Water Purification Facility Switchgear Replacement Project. In October 2022, the AWPF medium voltage switchgear that transfers PG and electricity to the AWPF suffered a catastrophic failure. Occurred less than 3 years after commencing operation. After making some temporary repairs, the switchgear came back online, but with reduced loading capacity and longevity. Experts recommended replacing the electrical switchgear specifically in an integrated power assembly or IPA, which is housing the equipment in a climate protected building. In June 2023, the board approved purchase of a new switchgear assembly and staff began engineering design to install the replacement switchgear. Earlier this year, the board approved the RTP electrical upgrades and interconnection project called CP 361. This interconnection project aims to create a shared electrical system throughout the RTP facilities to optimize use of power generated on-site and at regen. In early 2025, M1W staff determined that it would be beneficial to construct the civil improvements, such as grading, underground conduits, junction boxes, and concrete, for the future separate switchgear required for the AWPF portion of the interconnection project. The replacement switchgear purchased by Monterey One Water in 2023 does not have the capability to connect to the other RTP areas. Staff moved forward to add the interconnection project improvements to the switchgear replacement project, design plans, and specifications, and we advertised the construction bid in early September of this year. Staff held a pre-bid meeting on October 7th, which included 14 companies. Bid opening occurred on November 6th. As of November 6th, the due date, 3 responsive bids were received from responsible bidders, with 1 bidder submitting a bid without the required bid bond. Lead Electric submitted the lowest responsive bid at $2.4758 million. The project is exempt from CEQA under the California Code of Regulations, Title 14, Section 15301, with no exceptions applicable under Section 15300.2. The relevant notice of exemption is included in your board packet as Attachment 1 and will be filed at the county clerk and the state clearinghouse. The fiscal year budget for this capital improvement project was only $1.041 million, and we expect the fiscal year 26 costs to total $1.95. Therefore, due to the expanded scope of the project to benefit the interconnection project, staff is proposing a budget transfer from the interconnection project from CP 361 to this capital project, and that budget transfer is included as Attachment 2 to the board packet. The remainder of the costs of approximately $650,000 will be included in the fiscal year Department 58 capital improvement budget. With that as background, I would like to request that the board award a construction contract to Lead Electric for a CP 355, the Advanced Water Purification Facility Switchgear Replacement Project, in the amount of $2,599,590, which includes a 5% contingency, and also to approve the budget transfer from CP 361 to this project. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Great. Thank you, Allison. Any questions or comments from Tom?
So just one quick question. The engineer's estimate was quite a bit lower.
Yes.
Any explanation as to why the bids came in significantly higher?
We believe that there may have been underestimation of the requirements for the electrical contractor and for connecting all of the conduits, that the engineer may have underestimated that effort. But we do believe there's also been some shifts in the market in the last few months related to
Tariffs and things
other
like
political
that.
info.
Unfortunately. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, with that being said, we'd like to go out to the public. Is there any public comment or questions for this agenda item? Okay, with that, we'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Great, thanks, Alexis. Chai, roll call.
Sand City,
Aye.
Seaside, Marina Coast.
Yes.
Delray Oaks, Salinas,
Yes.
Pacific Grove,
Aye.
Castroville,
Yes.
Veranda,
Yes.
Monterey.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Great. Thanks, Chai. We'll go ahead and move on to 9B. Consider approval of contract amendment with Kennedy Jenks for engineering services during construction for the Advanced Water Purification Facility switchgear replacement project for a not to exceed $279,734 and approval of a budget transfer. Allison.
Thank you. So in this item, I'm requesting approval of a contract amendment for Kennedy Jenks to provide engineering services during construction of the AWPF switchgear replacement project, which I described in the prior agenda item. Monterey One Water staff will require additional services by Kennedy Jenks, such as updates to plans and specifications, review and response to submittals, and requests for information, and similar services. As I mentioned in the prior agenda item, the scope of the project was expanded to benefit the RTP electrical upgrades and interconnection project. This proposed contract amendment of $279,734 requires a budget transfer also. Therefore, staff has attached with the board packet a budget transfer request of the full amount from CP 361 to this project. With that, I request board approval of a contract amendment with Kennedy Jenks for engineering services during construction for the switchgear replacement project for a not to exceed amount of $279,734 for a new total contract amount of $593,589 and the associated budget transfer from CP 361 to CP 355.
Great. Thank you, Allison. Any questions or comments from the board? Chai, any public comments or questions?
I don't see any raised hands from the public.
Great, thank you. Bring it back to the board.
Chair, I will go ahead and make a motion to approve a contract amendment with Kennedy Jenks for engineering services in the total amount of not to exceed the $279,734 with the total amount of $593,589 and also approve a budget transfer.
Second.
Great, thanks, Tom. Chai, roll call?
Sand City,
Yes.
Seaside, Marina Coast,
Yes.
Delray Oaks,
Yes.
Salinas,
Yes.
Pacific Grove,
Aye.
Castroville,
Yes.
Aranda,
Yes.
Monterey.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Great, thank you, Allison. So moving on to item 10, informational items, update on Pure Water Monterey expansion and Pure Water Monterey projects. Mr. Dave Lindell will present virtually.
Yes, good evening, Chair and board members. Dave Lindau, your Pure Water Monterey Program Manager. Apologies for no video on my end. I've got a local bandwidth challenge. Real quickly on water production. In October, Pure Water Monterey passed the 20,000 acre foot milestone. And as of today is at 20,450 acre feet recharged. The month of October was 413 acre feet, putting the first 4 months of the water accounting year at 1,321 acre feet, roughly 30% of where water production was ahead of last year at the same time. The golf course water use has been consistent for this water year, using 10 acre feet last month. Looking at the first slide, again, the theme is goal achieved. Our $43 million worth of construction in 2 different packages is approaching closeout. Of course, the ribbon cutting was held, the rousing ribbon cutting was held October 2nd. The Regional Water Quality Control Board permit was secured October 9th as the executive officer was down in Santa Barbara for that hearing. And while we are approaching closeout, I would note that the AWPF-X project is just finishing their 30-day burn-in period. They have a 30-day period where the M1W O&M staff get to operate before the contractor hands it over finally. So that's wrapping up. No major issues there. And on the injection well phase 4 project, we're actually still working on about $1 million worth of owner initiated, so M1W initiated reliability improvements for the existing deep injection wells. But we see that also moving into closeout. So If we can have the next slide, please. And I won't go through each one of these bullets, but can't emphasize how, for example, getting the asset management documentation, record drawings complete and accessible to the O&M staff for the future efficient operation over the long term. And then, of course, finally, before we release retainage, we've got over $2 million held in retainage before the contractor is done, which we think will be December, maybe slipping into January. But that $2 million won't be released until we get what we've paid for. So with that, I'll open it up to questions if there are any. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Dave. Questions? Tom?
So in the board packet on page 59 of 63, there's a nice little table that summarizes grant and loan funds that have gone towards this. I was just wondering, in parentheses, are the parentheses the actual granted amounts? Because they differ somewhat from requested. And I think correct me if I'm wrong in assuming that where there are differences between the grant amount and requested, it's simply because we haven't yet got the documentation to put those requests forward.
And
So
Rachel,
you're-
would you like to answer this one, or Dave, either one?
is Johanna in the room? I could answer.
Go ahead,
yeah,
Dave.
Yeah, so in the left column, the numbers in parens, those are the upper limit of available money, either in the loan or said grants. And then the columns on the right are as we request reimbursement and get reimbursement. That's the status of where we are with those different sources of outside funds.
So there will be additional requests for reimbursement moving forward.
Right. To move us towards
Yes.
the amounts
Yeah,
in
and that's
parentheses.
yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Most
With-
grants
with-
reimburse.
Go ahead, Rachel.
Most grants reimburse on a quarterly basis. So we just ended Q1 of our fiscal year. And so that's why you're seeing that delta between the right two most columns.
Okay. Thank you very much for the explanation, and thank you for the table. I think that's a really great demonstration to the public of excellent work by staff, particularly
Yep.
those who go out and grab grant money and good loan terms also. Thank you.
I refer to that as Johanna's table. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Tom. Any others? Comments, questions? I'd like to just say congrats, Dave, looking at this, the expansion schedule. I mean, everything has been pretty efficiently in a timely manner, and and everybody enjoys hearing that it's under budget and on time. So thanks, Dave.
Well, yeah, obviously team effort. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
And I would
All right.
I would clarify. I think it was ahead of time is a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, relative to what the water purchase agreement dictated. Yeah, but again, I don't believe we'll fully close out all the contracts until late December, January, which will be finishing right on time as far as the water purchase agreement is concerned.
Great. Thank you, Dave. Moving on to staff reports. Do we have any staff reports?
Yeah, just a couple quick ones. Going from Dave's report, I just wanted to mention, I think some of you are aware that the Water Management District is trying to pursue an amendment to the cease and desist order now that Pure Water Monterey expansion is online. The mayor's here. You guys did send a letter of support loosely for that as well, if I'm not mistaken?
I wasn't there.
Okay.
I wasn't there either.
Wow.
So
That leaves you,
we
Scott.
discussed it and we will send a letter, but the letter has not been sent yet.
Okay.
So
So
I think it has been sent, as far as I understand, but maybe I'm almost certain it was sent.
Oh, are you saying from the mayor's letter or individual cities?
No, the mayor's
The
letter
mayor,
itself.
Hey,
mayors.
yeah, I don't know if it's been sent or not. I was talking about Delray Oaks.
Oh, okay. So we have been requested to put one together as well. So we have crafted one very similar to the mayor's letter, as my understanding, to support the consideration of supporting the amendment to the CDO. And I just wanted to inform the board of that. If there's any issues, we can hold it and bring it back to a future board meeting, or it can head on out. Okay. Just want to talk about a couple tours we've had. There was a tour of AWPF specifically, so the Pure Water Monterey project, of Corollo engineers and staff from the city and county of Honolulu on November 12th. There's something unique about our plant that they are facing some similar challenges based on the type of plant and potentially a need for membrane technology. We've also had a tour that Director Moore helped put together with California Special Districts Association, another board member from the Montecito Wastewater District, Rockenberg, and yes, that's his real name. So they came out on the 20th. That same day, we also had the Santa Lucia Preserve and Conservancy out for a tour. Not just their board and other members, but actually some of their water and wastewater people, which was pretty cool. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But we also, last Friday, had a meeting between the leadership groups of the Monterey County Water Resources Agency and Monterey One Water. Kent and Tyler were the representatives for us.
I just want to say that we are winding down the SVRP operations. We're going to probably go another couple weeks, but based on the weather and the growing season, as you know, we shut down that facility and then we do maintenance for the entire month of January. Also, with AWPF, I know that our permit states that we can generate or produce, inject 5950. Keep in mind, we didn't receive that permit until October 9th when the hearing was. And so basically this fiscal year, our target is just above 5100. So this particular year, it's amortized for the 3 months that we were not operating under that permit. As far as this year goes, the team has done a spectacular job. In November, we've averaged 5.4 MGD with our highest single day being 6.8. As you well are aware, the 30-day tests that we've been testing, we've been trying to run it hard and fast to see if there's any bugs. And we finished the 30-day test this weekend, and Allison and the team will be going over the final punch list to sign off on that. So the team's winding down as far as the year goes, and just want to thank the entire team. We've had some challenges. We were actually offline for 24 hours. We had a planned shutdown, but then we couldn't fire it back up for some network issues. And so we're working out the bugs. Actually, Frank's team is working out the bugs so that doesn't happen again. But that's what happens when you expand. And but we're going through the challenges and we're doing great. And I just want to appreciate the team that I have. And then, of course, our maintenance team that is keeping everything working. So thank you.
All right. All right, good evening. So just a quick reminder that on Tuesday, December 2nd, a week from tomorrow at 11 a.m., we will cut the ribbon on our co-digestion project. So that's the new food waste receiving station that will allow us to bring in the trucked organics, and then the upgrades to our current anaerobic digesters that will allow us to increase our biogas production. I think we've heard from most of you, and we were just doing our final follow-ups. So for those of you who can attend, we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. We also in December will be hosting Cal Recycle and other technical and local enforcement agencies for their annual conference. We will bring 160 conference attendees through the RTP in one day. So it'll be fast and furious. Yes. A group of 40 in the morning, they rotate half go to Regen, half go to Monterey One Water, 40 and 40, and they switch. So 80 in the morning, and then we'll do 80 in the afternoon, 40 and 40, and then they switch. So it'll be a busy, fun day sharing what we do, both from a water and wastewater perspective, and now co-digestion. And then finally, I just wanted to let you all know that we have an RFP out for an outreach consultant to help support the wastewater fee structure and rate study. So that will close in December and we will update you in January. But we heard the community feedback, we heard your dialogue, and we want to make sure that we have ample support and expertise in helping us communicate what sometimes on the surface feels like a pretty easy topic, but I think when we really start diving into rate structure, the rhetoric, the narrative, the dialogue is going to be really critical to help the public understand, what is needed and what's going to go into that. And that's it for me.
Want to give an update on the fiscal year 26-27 budget development process. Staff finished the operation and maintenance budget. The next phase will be working on the labor costing and plus the revenue projection. So we hope the first model will be available for review by the end of December, and a preliminary budget will be presented to the WRA by January the 15th. So there will be a budget study session in March, April, and May for the board consideration.
Thank you, Lawrence. Matt?
All right. Good evening, board members. I'm Matt Thompson, your Director of Engineering. I had opportunity last week to attend the annual meeting of the Bioenergy Association of California, and it was a very encouraging meeting for two big reasons. One, we're not alone with our bioenergy project. There are many bioenergy projects, whether they're using agricultural waste or woody biomass coming out of the forests. There's a lot going on in the bioenergy sector. And secondly, it was reported at the meeting that, you may have heard due to the change in the presidential administration, the reduction of subsidies such as the investment tax credit for renewable energy projects. And that is indeed the case for solar and wind projects. But we learned that the One Big Beautiful Bill Act that was adopted in July actually extended the eligibility for bioenergy projects for 12 years, which is remarkable and certainly relevant to the many bioenergy projects that we have pending. Remember, the investment tax credit is potentially essentially a refund on up to about 30% of a total project cost. So certainly good for the economics of the projects that we have pending. And then also last week, I wanted to report out that I also had the opportunity for the last year to attend Leadership Monterey County, and we finished up the 2025 cohort last week. It was a great opportunity for me to learn about the many important industries and economic drivers in Monterey County and the important role that Monterey One Water has in this economy. And so I want to thank Paul for supporting me attending that. It was a pretty significant time commitment, and for Rachel for encouraging me to attend. Rachel is also an alumni of Leadership Monterey County. And then lastly, I wanted to report that despite engineering being a little bit quiet in this particular forum in recent months, I want to assure you that 2025 has been a very productive year. We are getting close to completion of the master plan for the comprehensive upgrade of the regional treatment plant. And so we're looking forward to being able to present the full study to you in likely February or March of the coming year. We are also making great progress on the design of the renewable energy improvements. This is the project to enable us to upgrade our biogas to renewable natural gas for injection into the PG&E pipeline. In fact, just a couple weeks back, we got the 60% progress submittal. That's this document here. Very significant plan set, but we're making good progress on that, and we're marching towards our goal to be able to advertise this project for construction bids as soon as the spring of 2026. Paul and I are planning to give a full update of the renewable energy program in January, but we are going to use the opportunity of the ribbon cutting ceremony for the food waste receiving station next week to give you a preview of this project. And I think that's all for me. Allison, did you want to report something?
So, thank you, Matt. I had opportunities last week to share things about Monterey One Water that I wanted to also share with you. The State Water Resources Control Board held a stormwater workshop focused on stormwater and reuse. So they asked me to come and present on our experiences with mainly with Pure Water Monterey, capturing stormwater in urban and agricultural runoff for beneficial reuse. So I got to present to the board. That was interesting, and I learned a lot from being involved in that workshop. Also, I was invited and I attended a CalVal workshop. CalVal is a group of scientists, engineers, and utilities throughout the state. They're trying to develop uniform guidelines for permitting, implementation, and operation of potable reuse, specifically indirect potable reuse projects. During that 2-day workshop, I got great feedback on Monterey One Water. Everyone had lots of questions about how we do what we do, how we got through permitting processes. And it was a great opportunity to network and learn from other utilities throughout the state. There were approximately 20 other utilities represented at the workshops. And just a shout out to Mike McCullough. He was one of the originators of the CalVal program, and it's going to really benefit utilities statewide.
Thank you, Allison.
That's it.
Okay. Great. Do we have any final board member comments? Tom?
So I was fortunate to be able to attend the CSDA Returning Leaders 2-day workshop last week. I'll be providing the board with a written summary of that experience for our next board meeting. I guess the next one's in January. So you'll be getting that. I'm also going to be attending Aqua next week. So you'll also be getting a report on whatever I managed to learn at Aqua down in San Diego. And I just have a question. I didn't realize that Chair Williamson was a surfer, but obviously he's at a surf club right now. So he must be going out there and doing some waves.
Don't let the name of the place I'm at confuse you. I am far from a surfer.
Great. Thanks, Tom. Anybody else? Marianne?
Yes, I just attended the National League of Cities Conference in Salt Lake City, and I was surprised to hear from other elected officials that there's a organization much like Monterey One Water. It's I believe Nevada One Water. So it was I was really surprised to hear that they had something happening like here. Also, I was at a Monterey Bay Air Resource District meeting a couple weeks ago, and they reported a couple manhole covers that I guess Monterey One Water, its old sewer line that is a culprit, I guess, in some of the odors that's being emitted here out in the marina area. That the manhole covers is actually between starts in Sand City and goes out towards Marina. And they had a couple pictures that was sent by Monterey One Water, some aerial views. If you haven't seen them, I do not know how they got them then. But they with some faulty it's showing the corrosion on these faulty manhole covers that are supposed to be in repair by us. So
I think
just
Tammy is
an
aware.
update on that, because I haven't heard anything.
Yeah,
from
so
him.
we had to get with, I believe, Parks because there's not problems, but an endangered species, and we had to get permission to walk on in the area. We have ordered the new manhole covers, and as soon as they arrive I would say in the next 10 days, we will be replacing those.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Great. Anybody else? Comments?
I just wanted to
All
say
right.
happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler. Okay, moving on. to the public. If there's any public comments on the closed session items, which is conference with legal counsel, significant exposure to litigation. Chai, is there any comments out there?
Don't see any raised hands from the public.
Great. With that being said, we're going to move on to item 14, closed session. Thank you.
There you go.
It is 7:04. The board has adjourned from closed session. There is no reportable action. Chair Habino, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Jim. Yep, we are just going to adjourn the meeting. Thank you.